The Wild's second open beta ran over 2 weekends in February prior to the game's release at the end of the month. For all intents and purposes, it was the same as the first beta, with the addition of the Gypsaros hunt, and of course the flagship hunt up against Arkveld, as well as the training area in the base camp. That of course means we've got full breakdowns and guides of all of the weapons. Over here we're jumping into the Gunlance. I will also be doing a master guide of all 14 weapons. Check that out when it's up if you're interested in the others. If you enjoy my videos, you can join the 20% of returning viewers and subscribe for more Monster Hunter guides. But honestly, just watching them is support enough as well. Yo, shields up, Iron Breakers. We've got the Lance's freedom-loving twin, introducing the Gunlance. Your primary combo with triangle or Y is a couple of pokes, followed by a powerful wide sweep, and then the very strong Wormstake cannon, ticking for damage before exploding, consuming the Wormstake ammo which needs to be reloaded, done by holding down guard with R2 and pressing circle. After the wide sweep, you can press triangle and circle to do the Wormstake full blast, unloading all of the weapon's shells and the Wormstake cannon, which can then be reloaded and done again with triangle or circle with the multi-Wormstake full blast, leaving the monster bukakied worse than a plaster radio. You can also get into this combo by other means, such as pressing triangle and circle to initiate with a rising slash, followed by triangle with an overhead smash, into the wide sweep with triangle once more, and then you know the rest. Worth noting that overhead smash is really strong. The classic slap lance combo still delivers. You can also initiate by holding left stick and pressing triangle to do a lunging up thrust, where overhead smash is then followed up with triangle and circle. From your guard, including after various attacks like the multi-Wormstake full blast, you can press R2 triangle and circle to do a Wyvern's Fire, a slow to charge very powerful explosive blast, of which you've got 2 ammunition for which naturally cool down. You can press circle or B to use your shelling, individually popping off shots, which you also have very high mobility during usage. During this and other attacks, you can press R2 and circle to do a quick reload, replenishing your shelling ammunition but not your Wormstake. That requires a full reload or the Wormstake full blast combo. During your shelling, you're also able to direct yourself with triangle and left stick to do a moving wide sweep. Decent damage and you traverse quite a distance. It can be followed up with a Wormstake cannon by pressing triangle, or a Wormstake full blast by pressing triangle and circle. Like basically every weapon, the Gunlance is highly modular. You'll find you're able to patch in various combos and finishes at different points at different stages. Shelling can also be fired out in one full go by doing a burst fire with circle after your overhead smash. What's beautiful in Wilds is that shelling no longer deteriorates your sharpness at all, so fire away. You're able to hold down circle to charge your shelling, unleashing them all in one go with higher damage per shell. During your block with R2, you can press triangle to do a guard thrust string of combos, up to 3 hits, after which you can go into a wide sweep or various other attacks. Speaking of the guard, it's very powerful, as strong as the lances I believe, and in the same way all the weapons have had a massive buff to blocking and getting into your block fluidly, Gunlance's shield is no longer just for show. You can dynamically get into your block so easily. Your regular guard with R2 will deplete a little bit of stamina and deal a bit of chip damage depending on the power of the attack. You might not take any, but by throwing up your guard right before taking damage, you'll execute a perfect guard which will negate any chip damage and allow you to counter with an overhead smash, which we already know is pretty damn powerful. From there, if you want to burst fire or wide sweep, you can. As with all blocking weapons, you are able to initiate power clashes, where you grapple up with a monster, holding it at bay before expelling it backwards. Off a ledge, you're able to press R2 to do a jumping smash, a pretty powerful slam that also reloads your shelling, and you can follow up with a burst fire afterwards. The crazy ledge punish is sort of back, but it's not as rapid fire as it was. Jumping smash can also be followed up with wide sweep, and you know what that means. Wormstake full blast wombo combo. You can also press triangle to do a simple jumping thrust, a quick and simple way to get some mount damage off, and pressing circle or B off a ledge will do the aerial burst, a powerful sweep and all of your shelling unloaded. You can perform your focus strike by pressing R1 whilst in focus mode, holding down L2 to execute the Drake Auger. The Gunlance opens up and blends the wound with a rotating Wyvern stake. It doesn't offer anything special, so unless playing solo, probably best left for other weapons. And that's everything this absolutely awesome weapon has to offer. Extremely modular with tremendous firepower, but also finally excellent defensive capabilities as well. What a glow up for the Gunlance. Give it a shoot, enact your freedoms, and let me know how you get on. As mentioned, I'm going to be covering all 14 of the weapons in a master guide and in these individual breakdowns as well. If you're interested in those, keep a lookout for them. Join the 20% of returning viewers and subscribe if you want to catch more of my Monster Hunter videos. But until next time, I'll see you in the Forbidden Lands.